This is Joe from He Said, She Said. And one thing that's been stirring in my spirit is that, stirring in my spirit, is that there's an issue, there's a challenge, if you will, that men have with purity. And I'm here to talk to you all about that tonight. As much as a man is saying that he's celibate, like I'm celibate, I've been celibate over 2 years, and I recently entered into a relationship with a lovely young lady, and in doing so, there's a constant battle with my eyes, our eyes. Men, we struggle with our eyes. These things, these two things that were created for us to see, is the beginning of our struggle with purity. We can say that, I had a conversation with one of my friends and it's like, oh, I don't struggle with these things. It's a constant battle with these things. And as much as we try to not admit it, or we don't want to admit it, or we don't want to say it because it sounds weird, it's constantly in your mind. When you see where sex is everywhere, we live in a society, first and foremost, where sex is everywhere. So there's no way to totally avoid it. But you have to practice, and there's a book that I read called Every Man's Battle. And it's a very good book. Anybody who's wanting to live a life of purity, I encourage you to read it. Even if you're a woman, it was written from a man's perspective. Two married guys was talking about their challenges with purity. But even if you're a woman, I think you should read it because it tells one of the authors, it's two authors that wrote the book, but one of the authors, he mentions that he told his wife he struggles with lust. And while she was disappointed initially, no woman wants to hear that their husband is struggling with this, but it empowered her to ask him, how can I help you with this struggle? How can I be of assistance while you are getting through this particular struggle? And struggle is such a strong word. I think it's the word choice that kind of makes us feel weird about it. But in actuality, anything that challenges us, there is a struggle that ensues. It's you pushing, knowing the good in it, and it's the bad that's pushing back at you as the opposition. So that is the struggle. A struggle ensues. It's almost like if you are trying to shoplift something out the store and loss prevention comes your way, it's going to be a struggle. It's a struggle between loss prevention, who's trying to stop you from stealing the stuff, and it's you trying to get out the store. Not you as a person, but you get what I mean. It's an issue. So how do you deal with your issues? You protect your eyes. What is your eyes seeing? What are you feeding your eyes? A couple weeks ago, God gave me, or not a couple weeks ago, a couple of days ago, God gave me something to talk about in terms of ears, ear food. What are you feeding your ears? But also, what are you feeding your eyes? Women, I know you are great with fashion, awesome with fashion, but some things that you wear can entice us visually. And because we have been wired as visual creatures, as much self-control, as much of the fruits of the spirit that we try to encompass every day, it's still a struggle if you're wearing certain things. I know I may offend some people with that, but I'm just being honest. Some of the outfits, they can make us feel some type of way. How can you help us with that? I think something that I'm doing right now, starting that dialogue, promoting a dialogue, raising awareness. Some people may not, or some women may not know that they're being tempting because, most of us guys, we may not admit this. This is a struggle. It's a struggle doing it. In a relationship, out of relationship, married or single. Your eyes don't go away. If God has blessed you with vision, with sight, there's an issue there. And in terms of that, you just have to be able to understand that this struggle or challenge, I'll change the words up, or opportunity is there for a reason. But it's up to you to recognize that, this is something that I don't want to do. This is something that I know is an issue. What is my game plan to overcome it? How can I protect my eyes? I can be mindful of what I watch on television. I can be mindful of the conversations I have, because now that's also going into your ears. But us as men, we're visual. I read an article about how porn damages the brain. Porn industries make billions of dollars. You know why? Because during those sex scenes, the guys, us as men, when we look at that material, we're envisioning we're in the scene. And so that desensitizes us to what real intimacy or real sex is like for our spouses or our partners or people that we're in relationship with. And now it's warped our perception of what that intimacy really is about. So now that's creating marital problems. And that's why the divorce rate is continually going up. But one of the reasons why the divorce rate continues to go up. So just be mindful that our eyes are so delicate. Our eyes are so important. And we have to be careful. We have to be in control over the things that we can control. And we can control what we put in our eyes or allow our eyes to see. But are we really doing it? Are we really making that conscious effort? If the answer is no, just know there's help available. There's community available. It's myself. I've been celibate over 2 years. I understand the struggles of becoming celibate, learning the boundaries and things of that nature. So if you ever need somebody to talk to, inbox me. I have my number on my public page. I believe I have it on my personal page. I have to double check that. But if I don't, send me a message. Man, woman, or it doesn't matter, man or woman. Reach out to me. This is the solution to our problems. It's usually in the person that's next to us. But we have to take the initiative to do that at some point. At some point, we have to make it comfortable. And what I'm doing tonight is I want to try to make it comfortable for you to understand that you're not alone. You're not going through this by yourself. We don't have to sweep this underneath the rug. Let's bring it out in the open and talk about it. We don't have to talk about it on the page. You can definitely send me a message and let's talk about it. But if you want to comment at the bottom of this video, please feel free. We can also have open dialogue as well. So if you want to do it in public or private, let's talk about it.